Justin Trudeau promised the most transparent government we'd ever have. Now, we still aren't at the bottom of all the scandals, and in fact, he has made a deal with the NDP to make sure that Parliament can't look into those scandals. Melissa Lantsman is really, really good at public policy and politics. She joins me right now to discuss whether, in fact, the Canadian people are ever going to know what happened, not only with we, but also all the payments, sole source contracts, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to Liberal friends. Will we ever get to the bottom of it?
I'm not sure that we're going to get to the bottom of it, and I'll tell you why. I think that people on this one have moved on. Now, should they have moved on? Absolutely not. I think we've just only scratched the surface of governments who make decisions really quickly, really sloppy, and give contracts to their friends.
Yeah, sole source contracts. I said to somebody the other day, we were discussing this, they said, it happens all the time. It doesn't happen all the time that someone gets a $300 million contract through a friend.
It absolutely does not happen all the time, and Canadians actually should expect more of their government because that's their role. Their role is to give the job to the person who can do it best in a fair and free competition.
So a conservative like you would want to get all these details out to make for better government. Do you think that the Conservative Party is going to be able to get through this somehow and get these details out?
Look, now that we have Parliament back after Justin Trudeau closed the doors to reset the government into a direction that was set 5 years ago and hasn't really moved forward, I think the Conservatives have a shot to bring this forward. But with the help of the NDP, the Liberals keep slamming the door on transparency. And I say that because the NDP is right there with the Liberals, voting down any investigation into the WE scandal.
So if you can't do anything in Parliament, why don't the Conservative MPs get together outside of Parliament and say, we're going to have public hearings? We don't need Parliament for that.
Well, you could do it. You could do it through public hearing, but the problem is that they're not compelled to do that. None of the witnesses are compelled to come to a public hearing, and parliamentary. This is what Parliament's for. It's for looking into government. That's what opposition is for. It's for looking into the government's decisions.
What about media? What is its responsibility? The ones that have not been paid by the government.
Frankly, I think that media has moved on for this, which makes it really, really difficult for the Conservatives to keep the storyline because we're in the middle of a global pandemic and in one of the worst economic crises that probably I've seen in my lifetime, maybe I will ever see in my lifetime.
And so you think the media is just going to say, oh, well, we have better things to do?
Well, I think the media has moved on to a certain extent because there's nothing new, there's no smoking gun, but that doesn't mean the Conservatives shouldn't keep digging and keep at it.
Melissa Lantsman, when you get that smoking gun, come back to this show.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. 3 minutes. So thank you for watching. In response to many queries, I want you to know I don't always dress like Don Cherry. He dresses like me, sometimes. But seriously, we are going to continue to follow the stories that matter to you. The corruption in Ottawa, COVID, the response of officials to it, and what's going on with your taxpayers' money. If you like these stories, please subscribe. You can press the button, it's right up there. And my webpage is right down below here. It's free, and we are providing the service because we want to make sure that Canadians know what's going on.